Q&A Monday.
You guys, that music about.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to change that countdown. That was a lot.
Boom.
It was a lot.
Judith, hello, you beautiful.
But welcome
Hi,
everyone
Carla.
to Q&A Monday. I see you guys started dropping questions before we even went live. Let's go.
You know ya. I'm slaughtering your name, but I saw this comment before we even while we were doing the countdown. How do I tell if my cat has allergies? What are the signs? My cat's hair around her neck only has started to mat up and her skin is bleeding. One vet said it's allergies, and another one I went to said it's a fungal infection. How do I know what to believe? Please help. Both gave different prescriptions for it too.
So they're playing the guessing game. So what we say is test, don't guess. Okay.
But here's the thing. Your vets may not know that there is actually a test out there that can specify what it is that your cat may be sensitive to. And it may not be a full-blown allergy. It could be something that is
a sensitivity. It could be a sensitivity to a certain food. It could be a sensitivity to an environmental agent. It could be a sensitivity to a lot of things, or it could be an organ stress. It could be something completely unrelated, or it could be a parasite or some kind of fungal issue, like a yeast issue, which we're seeing a lot more of in cats. We used to see it all the time in dogs, but now that we're in the cat world, we didn't see a lot of it. And now we're seeing more and more. So there is a test out there on our website. Link is in the description. I think if not, Sissy can drop it here, but it is called the Feline Hair and Saliva Test Kit. You can do this at home. It's very simple. You brush your cat's hair to get their hair. They send you a Q-tip like this long.
And you get their saliva.
It's that simple. They do the bioenergetic testing. Here's the key. Here's the awesome part. They do the testing and find out what sensitivities and what issues, right, or organ stressors or all of that, parasites, any of that your cat has. But then they run the testing through hundreds of different products and show exactly, it will pop up with exactly what your cat needs for your cat specific issues. No two tests are the same. What products your cats need to help overcome those issues.
Sissy, love you so much. Sissy is our moderator. She's here on YouTube as the Two Crazy Cat Ladies, and she just dropped the link for that test. Please, you've already been in the vet twice. Let's just do this instead. Where did I go? Hey, in Michigan, Grand Haven are here. Recommendation for a phosphorus binder for cats. You know, when we were using a phosphorus binder, we used something called Aminovast. That's not it.
It was Epichitin.
Always that's the smart girl.
Correct. The correct one. Aminovast is a fantastic product though for kidney issues.
Yeah,
it's not a phosphorus binder. I don't believe. But Epichitin is the phosphorus binder that we had used, but there are others. There are even more natural ones, but that's the one that we know of because it's the one that we used. We didn't use it much and we didn't use it long. We just changed the diet, which is just a little bit of a better way to go about it versus feeding the same thing and then like feeding the same phosphorus levels and taking out the phosphorus, binding the phosphorus. Is to change up the diet. If you want a good recipe, you can pick up the Forever Dog Life, and there is a fully balanced recipe in here
for cats.
For cats, that there are a few, but that help for phosphorus levels as well. Should I be feeding cats 16-year-old and 14-year-old? Great question, Jennifer. So every cat needs a species appropriate diet as they get older.
It's more important.
Yes, it's even more important that they get a high quality, high protein diet. Otherwise, we see these cats on these senior diets just wasting away, right? You're like, I thought I was doing the right thing. Either the pet store or maybe the vet even said, oh, your cat's 7. Somebody told us that they needed
7 years old.
Their cat on a senior diet at 7 years old. I wanted to scream. That's why I did my cat tip on it. So what these most of these senior diets are doing is limiting the amount of protein. So it's not as hard on the kidneys because chronic kidney disease is such an epidemic in older cats. Now, if we switch their diet, however, proactively, instead of giving them less protein as obligate carnivores, they're just going to waste away and they're going to live a much shorter life. If we switch them from this low quality protein diet to a high quality protein diet, the kidneys can handle that. What they can't handle is the roadkill that they put in there. What they can't handle are all the chemicals and the high heat processing that they put these foods through. That's what their kidneys can't handle. But the meat, they were born to handle. So we just want to give them the best quality meat as possible.
And we just talked about this on Instagram, but I do want to say this. When you notice that a cat with kidney disease, and this is so like, it just always happens, a cat with kidney disease just starts wasting away, right? Because they're taking out the protein because they think they're reducing the phosphorus. A cat is an obligate carnivore. Like Jay said, they need real meat. When they start wasting weight, it's because they're not getting the protein that they need in the diet because they pulled it out. And instead they're eating their own amino acids, their muscles. They're literally cannibalizing themselves. We did an interview with Dr. Chris Besant, who actually has some great whole food recipes out there for a lot of issues that prescription diets are used for, that really kind of hammered that home for us. It's like, why is it that cats that are dealing with kidney disease just look so frail? They're just wasting away. Why? When we're trying to feed them and do all this stuff to help them. That's why, because they actually need that high quality protein.
Jolene.
Is that still non-alcoholic wine?
Yes. We don't have any alcoholic wine in here in this house.
Because that sounded like she had a little bit of a buzz going on. Am I wrong?
I wish we did. I would be drinking it right. No, it would probably make me more hot than it is because our air conditioner broke.
And it's very warm in here, so we're a little bit.
And it's 104 degrees outside.
Patty, I'm trying to get him on raw. That's wonderful. Aiden, our routine is play together, eat, sleep, but now she wants to go back and forth between eating and playing with me. How can I break this cycle? I can't keep up. Why could she be doing this? So I'm thinking.
That's normal.
Yeah, but so the routine is to play together, eat, and then sleep. But now she wants to go back and forth between eating and playing.
Oh,
so
she's not ready to sleep. Do we have a kitten on your hands?
I'm thinking you got a young one.
A young one. So you have to draw the line at some point and say, okay, now it's time. And one thing that you could do is play, and then literally lay down, right, and just like play hard, right? But then lay down and say, okay, it's time to go to sleep, and see if she starts going through this. So you kind of have to like train her with yourself, right? Like with what you're doing too. If you want her to eat and then play and then sleep, we got to play harder, right? If she's got all of this energy, pent up energy, then there's lots of things that you can do to help get that energy out, to help keep her stimulated. And this is all good. But then she's going to sleep harder and she's going to sleep longer, which is great. But we might want to make those play sessions a little bit longer or a little bit more intense, I would say.
Yeah, just to wear out something. They have that pent up predatory energy. So those play sessions are huge to do before eating. So maybe a little bit more. Melanie said my cat has had lateral surgery 2 weeks ago and got scared and kind of flinched while standing. The doctor said no jumping. Do you think she'll be okay? I'm stressed out. She's been in a playpen. Okay, so anytime that there's surgery, I get it. Like every little thing is. So I would be just paying attention. If she's still in the playpen, I'm not sure. I know Cricket went through this, and it's a long recovery time.
It's hard, but when she's in pain, it's going to be. It's at first, at least when she comes home, if she's not home. I would be
journaling this whole thing. So if you notice that she flinched, I'll be paying attention, making little videos every day to see, like, does it seem like she's starting to limp a little bit more? Let your doctor know. Send your doctor, even your vet, her doctor, video updates, right? Like, should I be worried about this?
Yeah.
And try to take your stress down. So this is something that's so important. I'm realizing this now as I'm recovering from 2 teeth being pulled out last week, that my stress only exacerbates my symptoms. Same is true with our cats. Your cat just went through surgery. When we're stressed out, they know something's up with us. So that will interfere with her recovery as well. So
to answer your question, Melanie, yes, we do think she's going to be okay. Cats are resilient animals. There are so many cats that have like some crazy broken legs, got hit by a car, and still end up like running around and doing all kinds of stuff in the wild without even getting medical care, right? So it happens every day. So yes, she's going to be great. I would, if she's starting to get itchy to like move around and do stuff, and it's not time yet for her to be able to move around and do stuff, look into like mental enrichment, right? So we can, puzzles. If you can put her playpen near a window and feed birds outside, our cats will stay stimulated for hours now that we feed the birds. Perfectly still for hours and so stimulated because they will be watching all the birds. You can turn on cat TV. You could get her I mean, you know, EMFs are a real thing, but our cats have like their own tablet or iPad or whatever, right? That we plug games.
We monitor
in
their screen time.
They can, yeah, we monitor their screen time, but they get to like watch and be stimulated. There's lots of things that we can do to for mental stimulation as well.
AJ, thank you so much for the comment. And Jackie, raw diet for a budget help. You guys, this is something that we realized. Facts. You can get a high quality wet diet. You can do high quality pre-made raw. Those are getting up in the expensive, right? You're spending a lot of money. For about a third of that cost for a good high quality, you can do a DIY. If you've got the time, it always comes down to time or money.
This is a biperpetual book. I know it says Forever Dog Life and it throws everybody off. Every one of you guys in our comments have said, why would I buy a dog book? Why would they put dog if there's cat in there? And like, this is a biperpetual book. Okay. So it's for dogs and cats, but look at how many we ear tipped the pages in here that, so the ones that are still out are more, they're dog related. They're not necessarily for cats, but all of those, which is over half the book, is also for cats. Some of it's dog and cat related. Some of it is just a cat at home recipe, how to make your cat's healthy food at home on a budget, raw or gently cooked, all right here in the Forever Dog Life.
You guys go pre-order it or go get it. Go get it right now. Amazon is running a sale right now.
Yes.
Jennifer Lopez, our beautiful moderator, just said, also answered you, Jackie, and said recipes on day 4 of the Get Fresh with Your Feline week that we did. She has amazing DIY options as well.
Yes. There's so many ways that you can, or just increase the, you know, like if you're like, well, it's really hard. I saw somebody said, every time I try to introduce raw to my cat, they throw up. So sometimes we have to go super slow. Sometimes it's really hard to get a cat that has been on a kibble diet their whole life, and that's all their bodies know how to digest, get them onto a better diet. Sometimes we have one of our cats, it took us 6 months to get them from a kibble to a raw diet, right? And we went to the canned in between, and it was still a really difficult thing.
But we're their only choice for food.
But we could add some fresh to the bowl, and that information is also in here. Great food toppers, things that you can put on top of that kibble, things that you can put on top of that wet food, things that even the cheapest diet that you can afford, you can enhance with stuff that's already in your fridge. And that is all in this book, The Forever Dog, written by world-renowned veterinarian, Dr. Karen Becker, and most famous pet health influencer in the world, Dr. Rodney Habib. Rodney Habib, they are New York Times bestselling author of The Forever Dog, which is why they had to call it The Forever Dog Life, because their first book was about, and it got a New York Times bestselling list twice. Number 1, New York Times bestseller. Absolutely crazy. Awesome. But we are interviewing them this Thursday, right here.
We're not nervous at all.
On YouTube, on Facebook. We will be here with the authors of this book to discuss all the stuff in here for cats. You don't want to miss this, guys. 4 p.m. Eastern, that's 7 p.m. No, I'm sorry, 4 p.m. Pacific, that's 7 p.m. Eastern time. They are taking time out of their very busy schedule. Guys, they are being interviewed on Good Morning America. And they're coming to spend time with us on our page,
this beautiful community,
so that they can talk to the cat community and let you know, guys, this is a biperpetual book. They don't use that word, but they're going to laugh.
It's funny, right?
But this is a book that's also for cats. Dr. Karen Becker herself was like, we have to include so much information in here for cats, and you will not be disappointed. You're also going to see some videos coming up very soon, within probably before Thursday, of us making some of these.
Carrie said pre-ordered it when they first announced it. It's on its way, you guys. And Amazon is actually running a sale right now. There's such a big demand, so I would get it. This is going to sell. This is going to sell out, especially once those cat people realize
jump in
how much it is. Meg said, I can't find Teef in your shop. Teef is a great additive to water for cats' dental health, and that is a product that we really like. It's something that we recommend.
Jennifer Lopez just dropped the link to products we recommend, and you will find the link there along with the discount code that you can use to try it out. We have heard so much, I mean, just amazing success with this product. So highly recommend it for sure.
Oh,
thank you, Jackie, for 20 stars.
Thank you. Love all those stars. Go to Mission Meow. I love all the work that they're doing, but it is hard. One of your cats loves wet food and the other doesn't care for wet or fresh. So yes, it's tough for sure. It's so hard.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we have to go in tiny, tiny bits.
Yeah.
just offering them as something new. Sometimes we have to offer that something outside of their original meal. Say they eat kibble, we put it down on a plate, because you should be feeding from a plate. I don't care what you're feeding.
Or a wide, shallow bowl, something that their whiskers aren't going to be knocking around.
Right, but and where they can see their surroundings. So you put that kibble right here, and then you put that wet food, like a tiny little bit of that wet food right here, or you put a little bit of the raw food right there. So they're associating that scent, that smell, as food. You guys slowly move it closer.
Here's the thing, right? Like everyone says, cats hate trying new food, and yet the cliche stands: curiosity killed the cat. Cats want to explore something, so they don't want to eat it yet. At least give them some food, something new, something fresh, your own stuff from your salad. Let them explore it. Yep. Let them know there's more out there.
You're making chicken at home, take a little piece off and cook a little piece for them.
Yeah. Just because they don't eat it doesn't mean, well, they don't like this.
No, but they might smell it. They might lick it. And then they're just starting to get those senses. Maybe they don't tear it up. Organ meat. I just did cat tip on organ meat treats, and how that's like one of the best longevity hacks. What is this you doing?
We got him banned. Like this dude is like, it's a bot.
Oh,
yeah.
Figures. So many of those. But the organ meat treats, a longevity hack for our cats. I don't care what you're feeding. If you give them organ meats, they're going to be happier and healthier. But you might have to boil it. You might have to gently cook it. You might have to cut it up into tiny little pieces and give it to them raw. You have to play with it. We have to figure out, when it comes to our cats, they're not like dogs. They are not small dogs. So we can't just throw something down and say, eat it or don't. And then hope that they hope for the best, right? Like they're
cats.
They're much more like humans than like dogs. And we get picky. I mean, this one, years and years, she said, I do not like sushi. She never even tried it.
No.
And I'm like, you can't say that you don't like it.
We would go out and she would order some like bone marrow weird thing. She would always order whatever the weirdest thing on the menu was. I was always like, right? But the only thing I would ever order was the club sandwich. If they didn't have a club, I'm like, I don't know, fries. Pizza. I don't know. Pizza, whatever.
Burger.
But being around it, being like exploring it took a long time for me to just realize that she wasn't dying.
And then she tried it out and she didn't like it. So it's okay. She didn't like the texture, so she didn't eat it. But she tried it.
I like some of it. Jolene, thank
you for another 50 stars for Mission Meow. Thank you so much.
Gina said, I just got a female kitten. My 4-year-old male cat is nipping at her, but I'm assuming it doesn't hurt because she just keeps running back to him. Any advice? This sounds like social play, and that is magic. Magic. So yes, you do want to make sure that you're supervising, make sure. He's probably a much bigger boy, but when Annie came to our home, we had a 4-year-old. We have a 4-year-old, Jack, and just the way that they play together, and it's like, oh my God, is he going? No, they are playing. They are having so much fun together. So I would just keep an eye on it, because
Gina for 100 stars for Mission Meow.
And
thank you so much.
Congratulations on your new baby. That is really exciting. I also want to put out there, I'm sure you probably already know and follow him. Jackson Galaxy has so many great behavioral videos so that you can look up stuff that's going on, or I don't know. He just does a great job with his content. He's the cat whisperer. So check out Jackson.
Carla said, we have always let our girls smell our food. Their reactions were so funny. Sometimes they wanted to dive in. Sometimes it was pull back the whiskers and look at it like WTF, right? Yeah. It's funny. We let our cats, especially Friday and Zorro, ever since they were kittens, they want whatever it is that I have. If it's a bottle of water, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is I have in my hand, they're like, why do you have something new in your hand? I need to explore that. So I always have to let them smell whatever it is. And it's funny. Zorro, they're cats, right? They lead with their nose. So they smell things first. Sometimes they smell each other's butts. They say that cats.
That's a graduation from the nose. They start with the nose.
No, no. Sometimes they start with the butt, but cats smelling each other's butts is like us shaking hands. Like it's Beautiful. It's like okay, we're scent. Scent is so important to our cats. So Zorro smells these little bugs. There's the tiniest little bugs. Apparently, we call them stink bugs, but they're not like stink bugs. They're tiny, tiny, tiny little bugs that every once in a while are in the house. And he, finds every little bug. He goes up to it, he smells it, and then he's like, And he just gags
He has
every
this
time he
adorable
smells.
gag.
It's the cutest thing. I've got it on video once.
And Michael said, hey, ladies, I have a 6-year-old male cat who's on lactulose, cat laxative, I assume. Do you have any thoughts on this? It's given to him in each meal twice a day in liquid, 0.5 mil.
So is your cat consistently constipated? Is that why we've got him on a laxative? And how long has he been on this laxative? What are we doing to get to the point where we don't have to be on medication? These are all questions that, that I would ask myself, or that we would want to ask the vet. As far as what can we use, what can we do to get him off of medication and get him onto possibly a more species appropriate diet. Rice may be something that would flow through better. Maybe he has an issue inside that he needs some kind of treatment or surgery for, and that's causing this backup, megacolon, something like that. But I
really want to know why he's on it, and I would just put it out there. If your cat does have an issue, our Mr. Biddles, may he rest in peace, he had his poop. He was prone to constipation because he had a very thick undercoat, so he had a lot of hair in his system. There are things, digestive enzymes, that can help with that. But I would also look into something more natural, like unrefined coconut oil, instead of using the lactulose long term. But really would want to know really the root of it and if it's even needed.
Yes, and if it's megacolon, we do have a page on our website, a guide on our website of natural ways that you can help something like megacolon.
Marcy said, would Teef still work in a fountain with filters, or does it get filtered out?
We asked that.
What?
We asked that when we went live with them. And we're going live with them again at the end of this month for our podcast on Wednesday, June 25th. It's Wednesday in the 20th. We're going live with, I don't think I told either one of you guys this, did I?
No.
I didn't tell you.
Look at Sissy in the background. Sorry. What? What are we doing?
Yeah, we're going live for a podcast with the owner of Teef.
Yes.
And Emily, and she's the founder of this company, and she's going to answer all these questions. They did say, though, I think it's the same as with everything else. It's going to filter out some of the.
It's going to be less effective.
It's going to be less effective.
In a still bowl. Georgianne said, my cat attacked me recently viciously. We were out for a walk. He was on a leash and harnessed. Another cat came very near.
Lisa, 200 stars. Thank you so much.
Attacked me viciously. Thank you so much for the stars, Georgianne. So this is something that we see a lot with cats inside. It's redirected aggression. So I know that had to be outrageously scary. But when there's another cat and they have no way to, they don't really know what to do. It's like they just attack. They're being very defensive of their territory, of you, of whatever it may be. So I would definitely take a couple steps back from that leash. Not from that leash, but from that situation. It's like when we have redirected aggression in our home, we will separate our cats for a little while and make sure everyone just calms down. Right. And
if they calm down, we're good. If they don't, if you're still dealing with this, if your cat is still attacking you, then we need to go through like an introduction process, as if you just brought him into the house for the first time and you're reintroducing him into his new home. Right. So
he needs a sanctuary space. He needs positive reinforcement.
He needs the scent swapping.
Right.
He needs,
So don't lose hope. I know that was scary.
But we know. Thank you, Gina, for 94 stars.
You so much,
yes.
Gina.
We actually just had some redirected aggression not long ago, like a couple weeks ago.
And there was blood and it was scary.
But
and it was,
thank God it was like,
we had a cat show up nose to nose with our cats at the back door, and it was,
and they flipped on each other.
Oh yeah, it was tough. So
what do you recommend for hairballs? We have one of our older cats that is having some issues all of a sudden with them. So for hairballs, obviously, always diet is key, right? We want a moisture-rich diet. Cats that
supplemental grooming is also helpful.
Yes,
especially in the springtime when they're blowing their coat.
Yes. Also, the product that we use for this is Feline Essential Catalyst. It's a mixture of digestive enzymes and antioxidant enzymes. So it reduces inflammation. It helps to break down that hair that they do ingest to help it go throughout the body, or to help it pass through. Basically, you can also use coconut oil. We like cocoa therapy. So you want unrefined organic coconut oil, but you can give like 1/4 of a teaspoon, 1/2 a teaspoon a day of, and our cats never liked it on their food, but we give it to them just like proactively, because it also has a lot of health benefits for the skin and coat too. We give it to them on a spoon and they lick it off like it's like, oh, treat. But coconut oil is great for hairballs as well.
Judith, thank you so much. It's June 26th is the Wednesday.
Thank you.
What can I give my cats for stress? Bruno, the long-haired, handsome cat, does not tolerate anyone to do a sanitary haircut. It's a bit easier when I do it, but he still stresses out. So I'm thinking a sanitary haircut is where you got to trim his little bum hairs to keep from things being stuck, I'm thinking. I don't know. That's going to be, if you could have someone that maybe helps distract while it's going on. I don't know if something like the kitty coma could be helpful in that situation, but if it's a necessary haircut, then I would look at a couple things. Maybe play around with cat calmers. We've got cat calm. Try something like Box Rescue Remedy.
Box Rescue Remedy works, especially if you're like, okay, we got to do this now. Then Box Rescue Remedy is really great for like,
Topical.
It's quick. It doesn't last very long. This one lasts longer, but takes a while. It takes a little bit longer to get.
A day or two before you're doing
Yeah, but Box Rescue Remedy you can put on topically. You can rub it around the ears. You can give it to them in their food, and it works like this for that moment. But then it doesn't last for very. So it's not something necessarily for trips.
Wow. Okay, so we are up to cat calm is amazing. Thank you, Terry. Fresh catnip. Yes, Mags. Great.
Yes. And there's so many herbs.
Catnip, it can be very common for many cats.
Chamomile. There's, if you get the book, the Aromatic Cat, it actually has a full guidebook on herbs for cats, and you can get organic dried herbs anywhere. And those can also help for calming.
And yeah, Julie Delmonico, just adopted a cat, 3 years old. Thank you for adopting an adult baby. He has been hiding for 3 days. Okay, yeah, so
it takes a while to build that trust.
But just as Meg said, try some fresh catnip. Do something to help. Make sure he's got a good sanctuary area. All of the resources there: food, water, litter, your love. Just sit, talk, let him get used to your voice, all of that stuff.
Yes.
And bless you for adopting him.
Sitting and talking is some of the, for me, it's one of the hardest things, right? Because I'm a go kind of girl versus like a sit and relax,
right,
watch TV, I'm like, find something to do.
You cannot sit still.
But when it comes to our cats and getting them adjusted, when you can sit down with them, right? If they're in a small enclosed place, probably hiding under a bed or something like that, we can sit there, we can have a little wand toy, we can have some calming music playing, right? Like you can turn on cat TV. They have some like really calming music that we found our cats like really like to listen to, especially during stressful times, and they'll go into that room and go to sleep. Anyway, you can sit there and talk to them and talk and say, I just want you to know I am your new mama.
Home.
This is your new home.
This is your new forever.
And you are welcome here anytime. You're welcome anywhere you want. You can come into my lap. We can, I don't know what your rules are, but you can sleep with me. You can get on my counters. You can use my toilet. Whatever you want. But like talk to him and let him know that, you are, that he's welcome and that he's part of it. And it actually does go a long way. It'll take time. It takes time to build trust. Imagine, being a rescue yourself and not knowing where you're actually going to be forever. Yeah.
You guys, we got to jump off. We're going to go upstairs and cool off for a little while because downstairs it's so
it's real hot down here.
But happy Monday. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Don't miss us on Thursday.
Join us on
Do
Thursday.
not miss with Dr. Karen Becker and Rodney Habib. We will be live here at 4 p.m. Pacific time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern with the authors, with the New York Times bestselling authors, to discuss how this book applies to all of you guys and your kitties and how it can help all of us with our cats, help them live the forever life.
The forever cat life.
The forever pet life. So we will see you guys on Thursday. We love you so much.
We love you. We will see you soon.
Have a great evening.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.